to the movies. America's favorite pastime can be enjoyed by young and old alike. But remember, there are certain do's and don'ts at the theater. Let's watch and learn as Russ and Ellen take a trip to the movies. After Russ paid for the tickets, they enter in an orderly fashion. Russ bought the refreshments while Ellen saved the seats. Aha, the movie is starting. Well, who's this? If it isn't Russ's old-time pal, Tony Taglioni. Hey, Russ, how's things? Tony, this is no time to talk. Now move along. Russ knows how important it is to respect the other patrons of the theater. Uh-oh, somebody's smoking, and it's irritating Ellen's eyes. What's Russ going to do? Right again, Russ. If there's a problem, get the usher. Ah, the movie is ended. And what a fine picture it was. Wait, says Ellen. Uh-oh, they've left their garbage. But Russ knows what to do, because he's come prepared. Rules and responsibilities are an important part of growing up. A trip to the movies.
Well, hello and welcome to another edition of Worldwide Magazine. And we have a very special edition today. And, well, let me tell you something. I used to go to Blockbuster Video. Actually, it was Movies to Go back in the 80s. And I used to be amazed at some of these really neat videos I used to find there. I find things that, you know, from the early 20s and just amazing stuff, at least it was to me, that, you know, I'd never seen before. Well, unfortunately, if you go to a video store nowadays, most video stores, it's like the top 10 videos. It's Forrest Gump, Forrest Gump, Forrest Gump, and then for variety, they have Gump Forrest. But there is one video store that doesn't believe in everything being the same. You know, you can go to a video store in St. Louis, and then you could close your eyes and go to a video store in Des Moines, Iowa, or Hartford, Connecticut, and it'll be the same exact videos. I mean, the same top 10 videos. And they're all right, but I have a feeling that a lot of the people that watch our show like to see something different. I guess that's why you're watching our show. And there's one video store that is nothing but something different. And of course, we're talking about Whiz Bam Video on South Grand. So we thought it would be fun to spend a whole hour with the proprietor of Whiz Bam Video, Geoff, and let's look at some of these really bizarre videos that they have here. I mean, things that you can't find anyplace else. In fact, I mean, just hair-raising stuff. So, Geoff, let's get going. Let's start on. And what's your first video we're going to see?
The first thing I picked out, to me, is one of the most unusual concepts ever. It's called The Terror of Tiny Town, which was an all-midget Western comedy musical. The people who did this did it very straight-faced. They believed this was going to be a genuinely big, successful movie, that there was a big market for it, and sadly, they found out there wasn't.
And I'll sing the while as we count each mile down on the sunset trail.
So what's the next clip we're going to see now, Geoff?
Kind of sticking with the unusual cast concept, this next film is an all-bird movie.
An all-bird movie?
Yep, yeah, I think there might be a squirrel or a rabbit in it also, but for the most part, it's all birds. And in fact, the Academy Award found that the Academy Award people found that so interesting that they formed a category just for this movie. And it is one of the more fascinating bits of film ever created in the United States.
And what's this called?
Bill and Coo.
This is Chirpendale, a rustic little village nestled in the hills of a rolling countryside. Oh, don't bother to look it up in your atlas. You won't find it there. It's just one of those little out-of-the-way places we city folks seldom bother to drop in on. And it's a shame, too. There are so many interesting things to see in this world if we'd only look for them. The inhabitants of Chirpendale are pretty much the same as those of other small communities. They have their busy streets, their stores and shops bustling with workaday business. There goes a customer now. That's what I call service. Let's take a look at that baby carriage. Guess we got here a little too soon. Naturally, a town of this size has to have a transportation system. After all, Chirpendale has a population of 4,202. Oh, my mistake. 4,204. Yes, Chirpendale is really a growing community. Of course, if you want to travel locally, just consult our hero, Bill Singer. He runs the town's taxi company. Bill is a hard-working young cabbie who is putting in long hours in order to save enough to ask his sweetheart, Coo, to become his wife. Coo is the daughter of one of Chirpendale's wealthiest citizens, while Bill comes from across the railroad tracks, where his mother boards, checks, and takes in washing. There's Ma Singer now. She's a little annoyed. She's just ordered some provisions from the grocery store, and the boy hasn't delivered them as yet. Hey, you better send those victuals up to Ma Singer. She's getting burned up. There he goes. Chirpendale has turned out for the circus. And the first act, Barrel House Egbert.
Well, that was kind of movie that you just don't see every day.
No, I tend to think that Hitchcock ruined the birds roles in movies after now everybody just thinks of birds attacking Tippi Hedren and stuff, and they can't picture birds in circuses and stuff like that anymore. Wholesome.
Well, I think birds are filthy, disgusting animals, myself. But anyway, what's our next video we're going to see?
Again, sort of keeping with the bizarre children's film theme here, this is 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T, which was the only Dr. Seuss film with real people, and it's a really twisted, sadistic movie.
Really?
Very surreal, very... you know, if I would have seen this when I was a kid, I probably would have had nightmares about it for a long time, but it was made for kids.
And this is a Dr. Seuss movie.
Right. He wrote it all and designed all the sets and everything, and Hans Conried is in it. It was a big production.
What's this called again?
The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T.
Okay, right now, the 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T on our Whiz Bam special here on Worldwide Magazine. Man, catchy tune. I like that.
That's one of those that you won't see in any Disney movie or anything. You won't be seeing that on the Grammys.
Okay, I like that song. That's kind of like you go home singing the melody of that
That's
one.
right. Yeah, kids went to school singing that song and stuff.
I think these kids should know more about torture than they are being exposed to now.
Sure, absolutely.
What's our next one?
Well, with the staying in now on the sadistic and twisted side, Dr. Caligari, which is a pretty difficult movie to describe other than it's very twisted and sadistic. It's about this, it's sort of a sequel to the famous movie The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, and it's just about this twisted mental hospital.
Okay, what year is this from?
Mid-'80s, I would guess.
Oh, really? That new?
This is pretty recent, yeah, and visually it's an amazing film.
Dr. Caligari, this is Les Van Houten. It's an emergency.
I know you're watching. I know you're watching. I know you're watching. I know you're watching. I know you're watching me.
Welcome back, Mrs. Van Houten. I'm so pleased to see you.
I know you're watching me. I know why.
Of course, you're a fascinating woman. I wish to learn more about you.
There's much to be learned from a despairing shriek.
For instance?
That you can't trust doctors.
But you can't trust love.
Doctors neither love nor hate. Profits, not sentiment, strikes them.
Describe your life in 3 words or less.
Unending torment.
This is from a film called Jabberwalk, and this is sort of the real document of the type of stuff we saw in the last movie. This is a clip of real-life shock aversion therapy that was used to try and keep a woman from, convince a woman not to eat junk food. And it's an amazing clip to see because this woman just keeps coming back for more and more punishment. And this whole film is just sort of a document of the strange and bizarre things going on in America during the 70s when it was made.
Okay, what's the name of this again?
Jabberwalk is the name of the movie.
Jabberwalk, here on the Whiz Bam special on Worldwide Magazine.
The fast food establishment is really our greatest contribution to the art of eating. And if there is such a thing as an American diet, it is the junk food diet. The fact is that over the years, the institution of the family kitchen and the family meal has become increasingly extinct. Almost half of all the meals we now eat are junk food meals of hot dogs, burgers, shakes, fries, tacos, donuts, pizza snacks, and what have you. This kind of diet, together with our hasty manner of eating, has become such a major nutritional problem and health hazard that many people are now seeking help and are actually going to aversion clinics, like this one in Florida, to be cured through electric shock therapy of their lifelong eating habits and their awful addiction to junk foods.
Is that pretty tight?
That's fine.
Now remember, once they're on, just forget that they're there. You can do anything you want with your hands, okay?
Okay.
Now we're going to ask you to do a couple of things.
All right.
I'm going to turn the machine on, and at first, you're not going to feel anything at all. As a matter of fact, the machine is on right now. Whenever you hear that click, you know it's on.
Is there anything on that plate that you'd like to eat?
Sure, I'd love to eat the hamburger.
Go ahead. Pick it up.
Go ahead, pick it up. Take a bite. That's it. Go on. What's the matter?
I got a shock.
Pick it up. Come on, you like hamburgers. You told me that.
Yeah, I love hamburgers.
Pick it up and eat it.
That's a good-looking hamburger there.
It sure is.
Take a big bite. Take a nice big bite. I'm going to let you take a bite this time.
Really?
Sure, absolutely. It's going to be a shocking bite, but I'm going to let you... How'd that taste?
I want the hamburger.
See anything else you'd like there?
Yeah, how about the French fries?
Go ahead. Why don't you pick up a handful?
That's it.
Okay.
What's the matter?
I got a shock.
Come on, take some more. Go ahead. You love them. Eat them.
No, I don't want any
Really?
French fries.
Come on, Gene. I thought you really loved them.
Oh, take a bite. Go ahead. Come on.
What do you want to do with those?
What do you want to do with those French fries?
Get them out of my mouth.
What do you want to do with them?
Atta girl.
Oh, I can't eat them.
How about something to drink? You've been working pretty hard here. How about taking something to drink? Go on. You like this. How do you feel about chocolate milkshakes?
I love chocolate milkshakes.
Okay. Pick it up and take a drink.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Take it.
I didn't mean that.
For decades, our national ideal of feminine beauty has been the voluptuous, seductive pin-up, existing for male pleasure, whatever form it might take. And here in Los Angeles, along Hollywood Boulevard, is the national headquarters of that classic American institution, Fredericks of Hollywood, which for some 30 years has helped women and housewives cater to the erotic fantasies of the American male. In mail-order catalogs and in numerous stores, models inspire and show the ladies how to present their most seductive self, how to become the true dream mate in and out of the bedroom. The guiding force behind this vast, sexy corporate enterprise is Mr. Fredericks of Hollywood himself, known as the King of Passion Fashion, America's quintessential dirty old man. From his busy design department have come such great American classics as the crotchless panty, the bottomless girdle. Central to the Fredericks' voluptuous look is rubber padding, which is provided in all shapes and for almost any area of the anatomy. There are sculptured hip pads, fanny pads, and even leg pads worn underneath stockings.
Black Jesus is a genius, and you need more beautiful girls on your show, and the Mad Russian is awesome, especially that thing he did in front of Cicero's. Just excellent.
I think your show is okay. My only problem is when you was interviewing those people about O.J. Simpson, you asked all the black people, did they think O.J. did it, and did they believe that O.J. did it because they were black? But you never asked a white person, did they believe that O.J. was guilty because they was white? Why is that? Are you a racist? Thank you.
Hey, man, my name is Tony Lane. Mad Russian kicks ass. All right.
I think everybody's entitled to their opinion. As far as my opinion about O.J. Simpson, I do not think that he killed his ex-wife. I believe this is a Colombian drug hit, and he's not telling what he knows because he's probably been threatened that he'll be killed and his children.
Hey, it's Monica Brown, and I love the Mad Russian. watched your show for the first time, and I thought it kicked so much ass. I just want to say that I'm white, and I think O.J. is guilty. Guilty as heck. That's as long as I'm white. Now, if I should go black, then he's not guilty. I can't see how he did it. I figured it was a setup.
Yeah, this is Mabudu Batswana Kenyatta Mustafa, the artist formerly known as Kingfish David Jr. I gotta tell you, white boy, that you're a badass, and I'm gonna tell you something else. I represent black multiculturalism, black power, black everything. Black, 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 black. That's what my statement is for the people. I'm Kenyatta now. Don't call me Kingfish. I ain't no kingfish. It wasn't a kingfish. A kingfish is some kind of bird or something. I don't even know what it is. I'm a black man, proud to be one, and I'm from Africa. Hey, Pete, just got done watching the South Broadway Athletic Club's wrestling matches, and the best part of it is when it's over, then Worldwide Magazine comes on. Yeah, love Worldwide. I want to say thanks for Golden Moments. Wow, what a tape. That's the best. That is the best. To all your viewers out there, if you haven't purchased Golden Moments yet, do it. It's worth it. It's worth double what it costs. I saw Bosley down there buying a copy too. How about that? Way to go, Bosley. Way to go. Chunga, chunga.
Well, we've been talking about video stores and Whiz Bam video, and I see here you have a display which really turns me on. Tell me about this Ed Wood display you have here.
Oh, those are the movies of the infamous Ed Wood, they just had a movie about him with Johnny Depp. It was a big all-star cast and everything. He's considered by some the worst movie director of all time, certainly one of the most unique movie directors of all time. And
there's one thing that I found very fascinating. You're saying that only 2 stores in the country bought this display?
Right. The company that put these out offered them as a pre-pack, as a display. And according to the people I talked to, only 2 stores, us and a store in Salt Lake City, were the only 2 that brought them in with the display. Now, other stores may have brought 1 or 2 pieces here and there, but as far as a display goes, they only brought 2 stores in the country, whereas Forrest Gump, they were selling $7,000 365-piece displays, and people were buying them by the truckload. So that certainly tells you something about, our motives compared to theirs.
Well, how could a video company sell those videos for so little cost?
Well, videos really don't cost that much to make. They cost that much to sell. It's like books and CDs and everything. Most of the price that people are paying is the shipping and the royalties and stuff like that. And like those are nobody gets royalties because those are pretty much public domain, so they don't have to pay. They don't have to pay for much more than getting the boxes printed up and getting the tapes manufactured.
Well, it's just amazing to me how they could produce that video and the box and display and everything and sell it for less than $10. I mean, and you can make a profit on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad to say, but really videos don't cost that much to make. That's why it's such a scam with new release videos when they come out, and the retail price on them is $95, and in 6-7 months they go down to $19. And it's the exact same video, exact same box they were selling 6 months ago for $95.
Well, we're talking too much.
Okay.
People are watching Worldwide Magazine to be packed with entertainment, so we're going to get to our next clip right now. We'll talk more a little bit later, which is?
This is from The Incredibly Strange Creatures That Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies, which is one of my favorite movies.
What? That's the whole title of the movie?
The whole title of the movie, and one of my favorite directors, who was also the star of this movie under the name of Cash Flagg, and his real name is Ray Dennis Steckler, but because he couldn't afford actors, starred in a lot of his own movies, and wrote them as he filmed them. So his movies...
Kind of like Worldwide Magazine.
Yeah, basically. So the movies would end up having, at the end, would maybe have nothing to do with the beginning of the movie because it'd be 3 weeks later and he'd have completely changed the story from day to day.
I like that.
Yeah, I think he's great. And this was the first monster musical.
Okay, here we go. We don't want to keep you waiting. Here it is. What's the name of this again?
The Incredibly Strange Creatures That Stopped Living and Became Mixed Up Zombies.
And now we take pride in presenting our main attraction, the very talented Miss Marge Nielsen and Mr. Bill Ward. Let's have a big round of applause for them.
Geoff, you outdid yourself with that one. That was a real good one. That was a real good one. Real entertainment for the masses. Let's get to the next video clip right away.
Sort of from the, going from the, again, from the acted out version of this to real life version. This is from a tape. We have 2 volumes of these called Mindbenders that are old educational and government drug scare films, and the types of things they'd show you in your classrooms to try and get you to be afraid of taking drugs. And in my mind, even though I've never really been into the hallucinogenics, I always thought these films made it look like a lot more fun. I always watched these films and thought, wow, this must be really fun. And so there's a couple clips from these, including one that I think is really interesting that's the voice of LSD, and it's LSD talking about itself. Yeah.
What's the name of this again?
It's called Mindbenders.
Okay, Mindbenders.
And it happens with increasing frequency that those who trip with me find their way here to neuropsychiatric centers, like this one at San Francisco's Macaulay Institute of St. Mary's Hospital.
One of the nurses here. Breathing. Susie, you'll be staying with us for a little while here. He'll be your doctor while you're at the hospital. No! Until you're feeling
No! No!
All
right.
Now, Susie, now, come on. Take it easy. You'll be all right. Thank you, Doctor. And it takes a while. Sometimes a considerable while. And the skillful attention of psychiatrists to gain the confidence and cooperation of patients who have tripped badly with me. It's not always easy to undo what I've done.
You look a little frightened to us, and we want to help you. One of the things that we'd like you to do before we talk is to take some medication to help you come on down.
Put the pill in your mouth. No, put the pill in your mouth.
But for an increasing number of trippers, this too is true. Because the ultimate destination with me can be, and has been, here in the morgue. LSD user hang herself. LSD user commits suicide. Yes, it's true. And so the last voice heard at the ultimate destination can be, and has been, the autopsy surgeons.
The body is that of a well-developed, well-nourished teenage male appearing the stated age. Rigor mortis is present throughout, and livor is present over the dorsal aspects of the body.
And so I'm depressed. Depressed because I'm so badly misused and abused by those who know so little about me. Good trips with me. Profound, mind-expanding insights about oneself and one's universe. Yes, for some people, under some conditions, I have been, and I can be, a most awe-inspiring way for exploring inner space. But even they have to understand that I'm unpredictable in what I may do, and that I'm never the sort of thing that one takes lightly or for kicks. Because you see, I can kick back. And I'm embarrassed because so many of the world's oddballs have adopted me as their special gimmick. I'm too powerful, and I'm too important to join these con artists as part of Acid City.
You're watching the Worldwide Magazine Whiz Bam Video Special. And what are we doing today? Well, Whiz Bam Video has a lot of really bizarre movies here, and we thought it would be fun to go through and explore the movies with the proprietor, Geoff, who actually is quite an authority on these films. Anyway, we're going to be playing clips today from the different weird movies, and let's get to the next movie right away.
Okay, staying on the drug theme here for a little bit. This next clip, I think, is one of the funniest things ever made. This is an independent video artist, and I don't know who did it, took the speech that the Reagans made on keeping kids off drugs and re-edited it and made it a much more interesting speech. And I think it speaks for itself.
Usually I talk with you from my office in the West Wing of the White House, but tonight there's something special to talk about, and I've asked someone very special to join me. Nancy and I are here in the West Hall of the White House, and around us are the rooms in which we live. It's the home you've provided for us, of which we merely have temporary custody. Nancy's joining me because the message this evening is not my message, but ours. Despite our best efforts, shortages of marijuana are now being reported. From the early days of our administration, Nancy has been using marijuana on a daily basis, and her personal observations and efforts have given her such dramatic insights that I wanted her to share them with you this evening. Nancy?
Thank you. For 5 years, I've been traveling across the country, learning and listening, and one of the most hopeful signs I've seen is this new drug, crack. Each time I meet with someone new, I yearn to find a way to help share the message that drugs open your eyes to life, to see it in the vivid colors that God gave us as a precious gift to his children, to enjoy life to the fullest and to make it count. So to my young friends out there, life can be great. And when it comes to drugs and alcohol, there's a big, wonderful world out there for you. It belongs to you.
I think you can see why Nancy has been such a positive influence on all that we're trying to do. The job ahead of us is very clear. Nancy's personal crusade to expand the use of smokable cocaine, otherwise known as crack, should become our national crusade. It must include a combination of government and private efforts which complement one another.
Our young people are helping us lead the way. Not long ago in Oakland, California, I was asked by a group of children what to do if they were offered drugs. Say yes, I answered. Soon after that, those children in Oakland formed a Just Say Yes club. And now, there are over 10,000 such clubs all over the country.
America has accomplished so much in these last few years, whether it's been rebuilding our economy or serving the cause of freedom in the world. What we've been able to achieve has been done with your help, with us working together as a nation united. Now, we need your support again. Drugs are the mightiest force for good that we know. They're simply wonderful to the young people on whom our future depends.
Many of you may be thinking, well, drugs don't concern me, but it does concern you. It concerns us all because of the way it could fulfill the promise and hope in those restless minds. Drug and alcohol abuse needs our encouragement.
In this crusade, let us not forget who we are. Drug abuse is a freedom that is ours. You are Americans. You're the product of the freest society mankind has ever known. No one ever has the right to separate the drugs from the customer.
Say yes to drugs to the point of making others uncomfortable, even if it meaning making ourselves unpopular.
And drug abuse is not a crime. Drugs and excessive alcohol are used by former Attorney General Meese.
Drugs help us create love and hope and trust and confidence, and cocaine makes me happy.
Think for a moment how special it is to be an American. Can we doubt that only a divine providence placed this land, this island of freedom, here as a refuge for all those so-called drug criminals who yearn to breathe free? The revolution out of which our liberty was conceived signaled an historical call to substance abusers and the chemically dependent.
For the sake of our children, I implore each of you to shake the foundations of all that we know and all that we believe in.
We seek to create a massive change in national attitudes, and you have a critical role to play. You can help others by providing cocaine and excessive alcohol to those in need. Being friends to others is the best way of being friends to ourselves.
It's up to us to change attitudes and just simply enjoy life to the fullest with a cocaine habit.
And in the most important area, individual use, we see progress. The U.S. military has more than tripled the use of drugs among its personnel since 1980. Tonight, I can report to you that Vice President Bush smokes marijuana regularly. And there's one more thing. Nancy and I are hooked on heroin.
Each of us was once strung out on several drugs.
Here in the White House, drugs are a constant temptation, but we still have much to do. Our goal is to expand drug trafficking at all levels of government and in the private sector. Help us.
And finally, to young people watching or listening, I have a very personal message for you. Every time a drug goes into a child, it's exciting and stimulating and rewarding. Don't cheat yourselves out of this promise. And now we go on to the next stop, making a final commitment. Say yes to drugs anytime, any place. So won't you join us in this great new national crusade?
God bless you, and good night.
Well, now I could really understand Ronald Reagan a lot better than I thought I did.
Yeah, and I think it explains some of Nancy's fashion choices, you know, where they came from. And I guess sticking with government, this next thing is a particular passion of mine. These next clips are government atomic and H-bomb propaganda films. Basically, the films that they would show people saying, "Oh, there's no danger in radiation," and you know, these people are going down to the bomb site, the center of where the bomb they just exploded an atomic bomb, and having a buffet lunch, you know, right there, less than 24 hours after the bomb went off, and talking about how there's no danger. And
it's kind of like eating lunch. It's kind of like eating lunch outdoors in the Central West End.
Yeah.
Here it is. What's the name of this again?
This is from a tape called The H-Bomb and Other Smashes.
H minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Some 24 hours was to elapse before we would be permitted to view at first hand the results of the explosion.
This is what remained of the masonry house that was not reinforced. This is the house constructed of reinforced concrete blocks after the explosion. Although the redesigned two-story frame house was severely damaged, the structural improvements had strengthened its resistance very considerably. The simple basement shelters again proved their effectiveness. Most striking was the reinforced bathroom shelter standing intact beneath the ruins of the house. This represents an excellent means of protection in homes without basements. The upper section of one unguided radio tower collapsed from the tremendous force of the explosion. The guide tower was slightly twisted by a power pole which fell across one of the guy wires. Within the concrete radio house, equipment had been shaken up, but as soon as power was restored, the transmitter resumed broadcasting. The food and cases of canned goods were taken away for laboratory tests.
Do you remember this young lady and the pattern of the dress she was wearing? This tattoo mark was left beneath the dark pattern. And this young man? This is how the blast charred and faded the outer layer of his new dark suit. During all of this activity, the mass feeding group was improvising to feed the test observers. I particularly remember some roast beef. It was done to perfection and roasted in cans, which could have been salvaged from demolished buildings. I watched the people eating and realized that mass feeding is an important job in civil defense. I took a last look at the debris and devastation. This time it was only a test, a well-planned test, but not a real attack. It was a test of the things we use and live with.
The lessons learned in Operation Q now affect national planning for our people, our farmers, and our industries. These lessons are a part of your local civil defense plan for protection of your home, your family, your nation.
What's your dog's name?
Criswell.
Criswell.
This is our mascot here.
What a cute little doggy.
This is our mascot.
Cute little doggy. It's a wonderful long doggy.
Thought we would drag him out since we're going to do a clip from an Ed Wood movie here. Although Criswell was not in this next film. Criswell was Ed Wood. No, Criswell was this real life, really bad fortune teller who was in several of Ed Wood's movies. Who he had a newspaper column and a radio show in real life, and he predicted things like, man.
Hey, wait. Can we do a Criswell clip?
Sure, we can.
Okay, let's do a Criswell clip.
Okay, here comes, we'll do Criswell's great speech at the beginning of Night of the Ghouls.
Okay.
I am Criswell. For many years I have told you the almost unbelievable, related the unreal, and showed it to be more than fact. Now I tell you a tale of the threshold people, so astounding that some of you may faint. This is the story of those in the twilight time, once human, now monsters, in a world between the living and the dead. Monsters to be pitied, monsters to be despised. Your daily newspapers, radio, and television dares to relate the latest in juvenile delinquency. At times, it seems, juvenile delinquency is a major problem of our law enforcement officers. But is this the major horror of our time? Is this violence and terror the small few perpetrate, the most horrible, terrifying of all crimes our civil servants must investigate? The National Safety Council keeps accurate records on highway fatalities. They can even predict how many deaths will come from a drunken holiday weekend. But what records are kept? What information is there? How many of you know the horror, the terror I will now reveal to you?
But all you need to do is show a little bit more cleavage, some more violence, man, and I'll be digging it. Okay, man, cool, man.
Yeah, you guys at Worldwide Magazine, I think you're all a bunch of perverts. I wish you guys would quit filming them little girls the way you do. And I'm going to see what I can do to report you guys. So if I was you, I'd cool it.
Hey, Pete, this is Mike, and I'm watching your show like I do every Friday and Saturday. First of all, these damn people call up and complain. Why the hell don't they watch something else if they don't want to watch this?
Well, I don't care about your video, and I don't care about your show. I think you're a bunch of pathetic, evil people, and I'd like to see it taken off the air.
Hey, Mad Russin, you stink. You guys are really awesome. Thank you for making my Friday nights worth staying home for.
You people are so stupid. But I love your show. I can't help it. We watch it all the time. But you're retarded. But we like you. Keep up the good work.
Let's
go to the next clip.
thing.
This is our last clip for the night.
We're going to end this thing with what I think is sort of the creme de la creme of the show. This sort of ties together everything we've looked at tonight. This is a film called Tribulation 99. This guy tied together old propaganda films, old clips from B-movies, all sorts of old footage, and tied them all together into this alien conspiracy theory about how aliens have infiltrated the American government, and basically, people like Alexander Haig are actually sent here from outer space.
I knew that.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't surprise me at all, but it's a really brilliant piece of video editing.
Through an opening in the South Pole, they take refuge in the hollow interior of our planet. The atomic blasts had so irradiated their bird-like bodies, they cannot even bear the additional radiation of sunlight. The reproductive organs are so mutated, they're forced to mate with snakes in order to perpetuate themselves.
The blaze of noon made him a monster.
The aliens use their high-energy laser beam devices to shatter rocks, or, tuned to the right frequency, project thoughts into the brains of humans living on the surface above.
You have come to me. Evil, stupid men. I shall drain your minds and bend your will.
The slimy creatures tunnel between catacombed cavern worlds, constructing huge cities out of their own excrement, practicing their saucer maneuvers in the internal atmosphere of the hollow Earth. Their activities drive huge armies of soldier ants and killer bees past the Rio Grande, our southern border ditches as permeable as paper towels. Infiltrating our water supply and sewage systems, menacing all the bridges across the Mississippi River.
Hitting at its own natural frequency. All bridges are designed to swing a little, but this one got out of hand.
Mid-century, the United States begins testing nuclear weapons underground. Radioactive surges just over the aliens' heads drive them into such an insanely agitated rage, they vow the total destruction of the U.S. outpost of the undergroundlings, the quake-racked hellhole serves as the site of untold thousands of savage human sacrifices atop monumental mummy-harboring pyramids, still beating hearts offered to the so-called sun god, human blood believed to appease its unmerciful rays.
Well, I think I'd like to thank you very much, Geoff, from Whiz Bam Video. We've been exploring some of the really neat videos here at the store, and this is not an advertisement or anything. I just thought you'd like to see them. But I will say that Whiz Bam Video is located on South Grand, just a few blocks south of Arsenal in South St. Louis. And you might want to check it out, but we're not telling you to go here because this is not an advertisement. But I will say it's a very unique store, and Worldwide Magazine has always tried to bring you unique things, unique music, unique videos, and unique people. And this fits right in. So thank you very much, Geoff.
Thank you, Pete.
It's been very nice, and you've been doing this thing with the Golden Moments video, and I must say you've been a very honorable, very nice man to be associated with, and I'm very happy that I have been.
Well, I try. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, I thank you for all the opportunity and the support. It's been great for us too.
Well, we wouldn't have done it if it wasn't interesting to our audience, and this is really, well, all I can say is that we're sorry that there isn't more stores and more people like Geoff and Whiz Bam Video. So take care of yourself.
You too. And I'd say I'm not, because they'd put me out of business then.
Oh. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye.